Donnelly. Minister, thanks indeed for joining us this evening. Now, we're told already 500,000 people have signed up to this app. You need multiples of that for it to be effective. So are you confident many more people will sign up?
Yeah, so today, Katrina, is a really good day. We've had many, many dark days in the fight against COVID. Today is a good day and one of the days that we push back. So as of about 3 minutes ago, 607,590 people have signed up. Now, that is a huge download in the first day. The 60% figure is a bit misleading. It comes from a study in the UK that said if countries didn't do any other form of contact tracing and testing, that 60% would be required for an app like this. But to be honest, we're over 600,000 already. That in and of itself is going to make a difference. The message we have really to everyone in Ireland is this is good, go to the App Store, go to Google Play, download the app. Your data is completely secure. There's no central database of information. No one is storing any information. You're in control of your own information. And every one of us who downloads it, we're keeping ourselves safe, we're keeping our friends safe, we're keeping our families safe, we're keeping, in particular, people who are really vulnerable to COVID-19 safe, and we're keeping strangers safe. So if we all do it, or if enough of us do it, it really is going to help in terms of getting the schools back open, making sure people can continue to go back to work, getting the hospitals and the healthcare system back up and going. And if and when there are outbreaks, which the public health experts tell us are inevitable, it will seriously increase our ability to react, to get to people who are close contacts and to get them the clinical guidance that they need.
OK, now you're talking about protecting the most vulnerable, but this app doesn't work with older smartphones. And many of those who fall into that vulnerable category, older people, less well off, will have older smartphones, so they won't even be able to partake in this.
So the research shows that the heavy majority of people in the country who have smartphones are included. It's from the iPhone 6 up and from the Android 7 up. We are very conscious that there are people who have older phones. Unfortunately, the technology that is used, which is Bluetooth technology that allows you to say, this phone has been within, in the case of the app, 2 meters for more than 15 minutes. Unfortunately, the technology in the older phones just doesn't make that possible. However, there are more than enough people in the country who do have the more up-to-date phones. If a sizable proportion of these sign up, and it looks like a sizable proportion are, it's going to make a big difference. Now, it's not a silver bullet, but it helps.
Contact tracing is one thing, as you're talking about there, Minister, but obviously the ideal is to protect this and not coming into the community or taking a grip again entirely. The President of the National Association of Principals and Deputy Principals, Alan Mungy, said today school reopenings would be affected if parents take children on foreign holidays this summer. Would you be recommending people to abandon their travel plans this summer?
The public health advice is very clear and it's unambiguous on this, Katrina. It's that there should be no non-essential foreign travel right now. The government is committed to publishing a green list on the 20th of July. That will be a relatively small number of countries that have a COVID prevalence rate that is approximately the same as ours or lower. So in other words, it wouldn't matter if you were going on holidays to Wicklow or Cork or Donegal or one of these countries, because the disease prevalence would be the same. But for the countries that are not on the list, the public health officials are very, very clear, and we are asking people not to make non-essential trips. And if you have to make an essential trip, that you would self-restrict in your own home for 2 weeks afterwards.
OK,
and
so
that,
you're not calling on people to abandon their travel plans entirely. Now, if I can just ask you a question.
Just to be clear on that, if those travel plans are before the 20th of July, we are calling on people not to travel if they're non-essential trips. And after the 20th of July, if those travel plans are not on the green list, we are asking people not to travel. You've made that point,
Minister. Now, if I could just ask you about your Fianna Fáil colleague and your fellow Cabinet member, Agriculture Minister Brian Cowen. He's going to be addressing the Dáil later today about his drink driving conviction while he was on a provisional licence. Based on what we know so far, do you think he's fit to serve as a Cabinet member?
Yes, I do. Barry Cowen has expressed deep remorse, deep regret, a deep embarrassment at what is happening. Nobody would want to start their time in Cabinet like this. It happened many years ago. It shouldn't have happened. Nobody is excusing it, and certainly Barry Cowen is not excusing it. It happened many years ago, and I welcome his initiative to speak and address his colleagues in the Dáil on the issue.
So you're happy with that ban, with everything that we know so far, you're happy to serve alongside him?
Yes, I am.
OK, very good. Minister Stephen Donnelly, the Minister for Health, we'll leave it there for this evening. Thanks for joining us.
Around 110,000 people receiving the COVID pandemic unemployment payment have had their benefit cut from €350 to €203 a week from today. The move will hit those who earned less than €200 per week before the pandemic, although the government insists that no claimant will be worse off than they were before the virus.
You're still on my mind, yeah. When the coronavirus struck,